The Clark effect. There is a specific sound in a basketball arena that only occurs when a generational talent takes the floor. It's a low hum of anticipation every time they touch the ball past half court. For decades, we've seen it in the NBA with names like Curry or LeBron. But right now, that sound belongs to Caitlin Clark. We aren't just watching a great basketball player, we are watching a cultural shift. From breaking scoring records that stood for 50 years to selling out arenas that were once half empty, the Caitlin Clark effect is a phenomenon that transcends the box score. But how did we get here? Today, we're breaking down the 10 definitive moments that prove Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she is a once-in-a-century force of nature. Moment 1. The logo 3 that changed everything. If you had to pick one shot that defines Caitlin's career, it's the logo 3. In a matchup against Michigan, Clark didn't just cross half court. She stepped onto the center court logo, nearly 30 feet from the basket, and launched a jumper with the casual confidence of a layup. It went in, nothing but net. This moment proved her gravity. Just like Steph Curry, Caitlin forces defenders to guard her the moment she steps off the bus. By stretching the floor to impossible lengths, she didn't just score, she fundamentally broke how defenses have to play women's basketball. Moment 2. The 40-point back-to-back tournament run. In the 2023 NCAA tournament, Caitlin did something that seemed statistically impossible. She dropped 41 points against Louisville in the Elite Eight, followed by another 41 points against the undefeated, invincible South Carolina team in the Final Four. This wasn't just hot shooting, this was big game hunting. To put up those numbers against the best defensive schemes in the country proved that she doesn't just thrive under pressure, she is the pressure. She became the first player in tournament history with consecutive 40-point games, signaling to the world that the biggest stages belong to her. Moment 3. Becoming the all-time leading scorer. February 15, 2024, the night the record books were rewritten. With a signature deep three-pointer against Michigan, Caitlin surpassed Kelsey Plum to become the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer. But it wasn't just that she broke the record, it was the speed at which she did it. She wasn't a volume shooter who took years to rack up points, she was an efficiency machine. This moment solidified her place in history, but more importantly, it forced the mainstream media to stop looking at women's college basketball as a niche sport and start treating it as the main event. Moment 5. The unmatched court vision, the assist queen. Everyone talks about the scoring, but if you want to know why she's truly a generational talent, look at her passing. There's a moment in almost every game where Caitlin frozen ropes a cross-court pass to a teammate before the defense even realizes the player is open. She became the first player in Division I history to record 3,000-plus points and 1,000-plus assists. This proves her basketball IQ. She isn't just a shooter, she is a floor general. Her ability to manipulate the defense with her eyes, looking one way and passing the other, is a skill set that usually takes NBA veterans a decade to master. Moment 6. The sellout at the Speedway. In late 2023, Iowa held an outdoor exhibition game at Kinnick Stadium called Crossover at Kinnick. Over 55,000 people showed up to watch a women's basketball game. This moment proved her cultural power. People weren't just showing up to support a team, they were showing up to witness an icon. It broke the record for the highest attended women's basketball game in history. When you can fill a football stadium for a basketball scrimmage, you aren't just a player, you are a movement. Moment 7. The "you can't see me" clapback. Generational talents usually have a bit of a villain streak, or at the very least, an elite level of trash talk. During the 2023 tournament, Caitlin pulled the John Cena "you can't see me" gesture after a big play. While it sparked a massive debate, It proved her competitive fire. She brought an edge and a swagger to the game that invited people to take sides. She wasn't there to be polite, she was there to dominate. That personality is what builds rivalries, and rivalries are what build leagues. Moment 8. The Women's National Basketball League Draft Revolution. When Caitlin was drafted #1 overall by the Indiana Fever, the ticket prices for Fever games surged by over 200% instantly. Teams began to move their games to larger NBA arenas just to accommodate the crowd wanting to see her play. This proved her economic impact. Historically, the jump from college to the pros can see a dip in a player's hype. With Caitlin, it intensified. She didn't just join the WNBA, she forced the league to accelerate its growth, proving that her talent carries a massive commercial engine that benefits everyone around her. Moment 9. The first WNBA triple-double by a rookie. Many skeptics said her game wouldn't translate to the physical, faster WNBA. Caitlin answered that in her rookie season by becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. Against the New York Liberty, one of the best teams in the league, she put up 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. This moment was the "I told you so." It proved that her style of play wasn't just a college gimmick, it was a professional-grade weapon. Moment 10. The New Standard. The final moment isn't a single shot. It's the sight of thousands of young girls in 22 jerseys in every city she visits. Generational talent is measured by what you leave behind. Caitlin Clark has raised the floor for what is expected of women's sports. She proved that the world will watch, the brands will pay, and the fans will scream if the product is undeniable. She didn't just break records, she broke the glass ceiling of viewership. Caitlin Clark is more than a point guard. She is the blueprint for the future of basketball.